and you guys a simple question.
Okay.
Have you ever been affected by gender discrimination? If yes, please raise your hands.
Me.
No.
So, have you ever been affected by gender discrimination? So many of you have been affected by gender discrimination. So that's why today I'm here to interview you about the consequence of gender discrimination bring. And India is my country of choice. So let's get started. Firstly, let's learn more about the gender discrimination. The unfair treatment of a person based on his or her genders, especially against women. And it's a common problem in India, and its outcomes are dangerous for this country. And gender discrimination in India refer to health, education, and economic. Firstly, we go to the gender discrimination in healthcare. The first problem I would say is a sex-selective abortion. Here is some surprising number that will blow your mind. About 10 million baby girls were killed in last 20 years. And about 20,000 women die every year due to abortion. About 160 boys per 100 girls is the consequence of sex-selective abortion. And here is some reasons that lead to the sex-selective abortion. The first is social and religious belief that the Indian family will often think that only boy can preserve the family tradition and name, while the girl often seen as a burden. The second reason is the physical factor that people always treating women as a weaker gender. And the last, but not least, gender is an economic reason. That's the traditional family in India don't want to have a girl because they have to pay a large amount of money to her husband's family when the girl gets married. That's called dowry. The second problem is the child marriage. Indian law has made child marriage illegal, but it's still practiced widely in the nation of India. The reason I could find is the forced marriage by family, the poverty, the illiteracy. And the last problem in healthcare is the violence. The violence is a consequence of the preferment and the lack of female protection that leads to the anxiety, the depression, or even suicide of the girl. So coming to the next part is gender discrimination in education. In rural India, girls continue to be less educated than the boys. A study in 2011 2017 is showed that about 77% of Indians' population were literate, which is 85% male enrolled in school, while this only 70% female enrolled in school. A study showed that among the 20% students stopped schooling after primary school, is near 70% of these students were female. From 2006 to 2010, the percent of female who complete at least secondary school were almost half of the men. It's 26% compared to 50% of the men. It has many reasons that leads to the inequality in education. That in the distance, the many family expect the fear that they don't want to they don't want their girl traveling a far distance from home to school because of the safety and security reason, and the social reason, so that many traditional family see the girl as belonging to their husband family, so that they don't have to, so that it prevents girls from enroll in school or drop out of school. One of my favorite saying of Sonia Sotomayor is, until we have equality in education, we won't have the equal society. To the next part, we go into the gender inequality in economic. Firstly, the employment. Only 20% of women on the labor force compared to 76% of men. Women, both illiterate and literate, have been limited to accessing to job opportunity. So they had to do the unpaid work like household chores, raising children, and looking after the families.
Raising children.
Yes.
Raising children.
About the wage. Women are still earning less than men. For the same level of qualification, Indian women earn on average about 64% of what their male co-worker earn. So you can see a gender pay gap in India. To have an India with no longer child marriage, violence, illiteracy, poverty, to gain an equality society, we recommend the solution for this problem. The first about the healthcare problem. We should eliminating boy preference so that we can eliminating the sexuality and abortion. Providing healthcare system for girls and women. Developing a policy to protect girls and women from violence, rape, child marriage. Coming to the part of education, there is some solution that's keeping girls in school by giving scholarship to girls, provide higher education with small costs. Creating awareness for gender equality in village, city, nearby area or society. To the economic solution. Increasing women employment and encourage women into non-traditional jobs. Giving proper value to women's work. None of us are equal until all of us are equal. Gender equality is a human fight, not a female fight. And I am Diệu Anh, I'm from Group 3. Thank you for your listening.